help break all of this down and a whole lot more, we're going to welcome in Professor at Montclair State University, Dan Geltrude. All right, Dan, so the Justice Department is now accusing the company of using its size to suppress its competitors. So the lawsuit comes after Live Nation faced immense criticism for its poor handling of course, that Taylor Swift Eras tour. Dan, do you think we're going to see the companies break up?
Well, it's hard to say right now, especially because it was the Department of Justice that approved this merger back in 2010. So you can make an argument that the government created this behemoth. But let's really focus in on what the issue is. The issue relates to ticket prices, and that's what makes this so popular. But is this really going to take down the price of tickets? It's about supply and demand. If everyone wants to see Taylor Swift, well, the prices are going to be high. This is specifically about these two ticket giants being a monopoly, and which means it's about access and control. Ultimately, do I think that they break these two up? Probably, because the outcry is so great.
Yeah, and Dan, you bring up a very important point. I think people don't want to misinterpret this as thinking that, oh, if this happens, the prices are automatically going to go down. Again, it's all about supply and demand, and everybody apparently wants to go see Taylor Swift, so those prices will always be high. So Elon Musk predicting artificial intelligence is after our jobs, though still giving a positive outlook to the future of it. So the tech CEO believing jobs will essentially become hobbies as AI and robots take over essential goods and services, and that humans will have a universally high income. Okay, so we see, of course, new developments in AI almost every single day at this point, taking over even creative industries like art and writing. Dan, what do you make of Musk's comments about AI?
Well, the first thing he should have done was put an exception that no AI will be able to replace Alex Kraemer. That aside, we know that we are only scratching the surface here of what AI's capabilities are. And, he's not wrong in thinking, as we explore what the capabilities are here, that jobs are going to disappear. And does that put us in a position of universal income, meaning people are going to stay home and get paid? Now, that may sound sexy, and you could go out and play golf every day or whatever, but this is not good for the human race. No. It's not. And then you ask yourself, will educations even be required if AI is going to do everything for us? It's a bad thing, Alex.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I mean, I've made my voice very known when it comes to how I feel about AI. I do not think it's a good thing. It reminds me of that Disney movie WALL-E, when everyone is just kind of floating around in those chairs. No one's working. It is a terrible thing for society. I completely agree with you, Dan. Okay, so finally, Bark Air performing its very first flight. It's exactly what you probably think it is. So the airline is partnering with chartering companies to fly pets with their owners in comfort and style. Sounds good. However, an international flight costs around $8,000. Domestic flights, $6,000. Dan, I love my new puppy more than anything in the world, but $6,000 for a flight. Do you think this is going to take off?
Well, logic would say no, just because it's so expensive. However, the demand here may say otherwise. There are so many dog owners that will do absolutely anything for their dogs. So whether they will fly them at $8,000 or $6,000, they may very well do that, Alex. So maybe this does have some legs, so to speak.
We will have to see, because like you said, people will do anything for their animals. Dan Geltrude, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Have a great Memorial weekend.
Thanks, Alex.